I've got a quick question for you, alright? I wanna hear your thoughts, I wanna know what's on your mind. I've got a quick question for you, alright? The answer's not important, I'm just glad that we could talk tonight. So what's your favourite? How did you get? When will I be remembered? Was it after? Where did all the right we know? Oh, forget it. Soren, Bowie, Daniel O'Brien, two best friends and comedy writers. If there's an answer, they're gonna find it. I think you'll have a great time here. I think you'll have a great time here.
Welcome back. It's Quick Question with Soren and Daniel. This is a podcast. I'm Daniel. That's Soren. Soren, say hello for first-time listeners so they can hear how our voices are different.
Hey, everybody, it's me. Hey, it's Soren. I'm coming with the Homer with all the hits and jokes.
It's not just about our voices being different. It's like a completely different type of guy. It's just a person who...
Somebody you prefer not to listen to. Somebody you'd be happy to walk away from.
I was watching a viral internet thing on my Instagram feed about voice casts, and it was Family Guy, so like a neighbor of your your stuff,
Physical
and just
too.
how
We're at the same building.
Seth was talking about how Peter's voice naturally got higher over time, and like Seth Green was saying the same thing. You can listen to the first few episodes, and Alex Bornstein too. Everyone's voices, the character voices, just got higher over time. Have you noticed that happen at American Dad at all?
Well,
I'm jumping right into the questions in this.
Yeah,
episode.
no, this is great. I mean, I can give you a little peek behind the curtain here. Seth doesn't enjoy doing Stan's voice. It's hard on him. It doesn't sound like it should be. It is like a deep voice, and he has gotten higher over time to compensate for that because he has to go so deep for it. It's not a comfortable voice to do for him, and he doesn't like it. But I haven't really noticed it with the other characters. I guess I should go back and actually see the first season of my show.
One of these days.
I bet that there's some difference. I mean, you can hear it in every show you hear it. You know, like you hear it with Homer, obviously. Homer was a completely different character.
Yes. They all sounded a little bit different. I mean, I was just reading the Simpsons book, and Dan Castellaneta was like famously in the beginning trying to do a Walter Matthau thing, and then softened it and became this much like easier to like palatable version, which made so much sense for the character, because when the show started, it was kind of centered around Bart as the star, and then it became the family, and there was a lot of it where it was just like, oh, Homer is the star, so you kind of want him to have a voice that makes you smile more than hearing Walter Matthau's does. But you hear that softening with Marge too.
Yeah.
And
It's not nearly as raspy anymore. That was when I remember early on listening to that and being very afraid of Homer. And then as Homer like became the dummy main character, it was like, love this guy. I love hearing him whine is so funny. Marge, there's a spider near my keys. Like, just like that. Like I just nailed it right there.
You did. We were all transported. I loved reading this John Schwartzwelder interview. He's written more episodes of The Simpsons than anyone. He's famous in comedy writing communities as someone who's written just some of the purely funniest things. He's probably he and Conan more than any people are responsible for like what I think comedy is, just in terms of the sheer impact of their writing.
Your sense of comedy,
yeah. And he's written all these things, and then he just backed away from writing for television and just self-published his books. He wrote the Frank Grimes episode of The Simpsons, which is infamous to a lot of people for like how dark it is. That there's this character who works at the plant that Homer works at. He has worked his entire life from poverty to get to this position, and like he just can't catch a break, this guy, and he is so disgusted by Homer Simpson, as almost anyone would be, that this is a guy who this big dumb kind of mean oaf who is in this position in charge of a lot of people's safety at this plant. And Frank Grimes just doesn't think he deserves it, and he's like, "Who's this fucking guy? Why does he? How is the luckiest guy in the world got this job? He's got this big house, and he's got his beautiful wife and this beautiful family, and it doesn't seem fair. I worked hard my whole life, and I'm unhappy, and I'm lonely, and this fucking moron gets everything, and everyone in the office likes him, and he screws up, and there's no consequences, and everything works out for Homer Simpson, and I want to take him down, and it drives Frank Grimes crazy, and he, by episode's end, accidentally electrocutes himself to death.
And Homer, pretending
to be Homer. And Homer falls asleep at his funeral and starts talking in his sleep, and everyone laughs at Homer's funny joke while Frank Grimes, hardworking American, died and is dead in the ground. It's a very famous Simpsons episode for like, is that too dark? Like this is a very sad thing to happen. And then this interview with John Swartzwelder, who wrote the episode, doesn't give a lot of interviews. He gave this Mike Sachs interview a couple years ago. Yeah. And Sachs was like, this was for, I think, the New Yorker or Vanity Fair. It didn't make the book. And Sachs was like, what do you have to say about how dark this episode was? And Swartzwelder was just like, he had it coming. He was coming for our Homer. He was antagonizing Homer. He got what he deserved. It was such a wonderful, for an episode that is like famously dark, it's such a sweet read of that episode of just like, no, this isn't about like your philosophical internal sense of justice and who's right and wrong. We like Homer because this is Homer's show, and Frank Grimes was mean to Homer, and he deserved to pay for that.
Yeah, and Maude too. Maude had it. Speaking of that godly family, maybe this is common knowledge, but within the show, they do talk about the four-finger phenomenon, that all the characters obviously have four fingers because that's easier to draw as a cartoon. But in every single show where characters have four fingers, they still live in a base 10 society, which doesn't make any sense. Base 10 means that everything's built around tens, right? So and that happened for a reason for us throughout society, is because that's as high as we could count on our fingers. And so like, that's where we were like, okay, after that, you get to start over. You get to go to the next number. And so they were thinking about why on The Simpsons, everybody lives in a base 10 society while they only have four fingers. But when in the episode where Homer meets God has five fingers.
Yeah.
And so they were just like, they didn't answer it in the show. They didn't say that, but you can only see the bottom half of God, and God has five fingers on each hand. And they're like, yeah, it's that way because God is base 10. God decided it would be that way. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty brilliant. I wish I'd have thought of that.
And also the hubris of the writers to being like, well, if God exists in the Simpsons universe, he is more like us than he is the Simpsons. Because we are better.
Simpsons. Yeah. We tell the Simpsons what to do every day. They are our little toys that we push around.
I'm fascinated about your boss Seth and his I assumed, because I don't know shit about fuck. I watch Family Guy. He does a million voices on that show. Mm-hmm. And then I watch American Dad, which is his follow-up to Family Guy. And it seems like, to a layman, it seems like this is the most obvious thing in the world, to go from a show where you're affecting a higher pitched, very exaggerated regional accent to a guy who is straight down the middle American baritone voice. That seems like he is moving from a hard thing to an easy thing.
I mean, honestly, like Roger feels tough. Roger feels like Roger's a tough one to nail. And then also there are other characters on the show that he does that are also very high and tough. Greg is the newscaster, and like that's as high as you get. It's like Greg's a soprano almost, and he's like, no, I like doing Greg. doesn't like doing Stan. Stan is tough on his voice. It's to the point where we're occasionally we shouldn't do re-records for this one because Stan's really hard on him, and we should look out for him.
It's another week where Stan is at a work conference and everyone else.
Stan saw a tragedy and became mute for this episode. He's just not talking. The family hasn't worked him back yet, but he'll get there. Yeah.
There's a Billy West talk that stuck with me. Billy West is a renowned voice artist who was Doug Funny for years and years. And then either they brought Doug back or they moved it from Nickelodeon to ABC Family, and they couldn't meet his quote to voice. And he's Doug, and he was Roger Klutz, and he was a few other characters on that show. Yeah, and they couldn't meet his quote, or they didn't feel like paying him what he deserved. So they just hired someone else to be Doug, and he was not in that anymore. And so when it was time to cast him in Futurama, he made Fry as close as his own voice as he possibly could, so he couldn't be replaced with anyone.
Yeah,
it just seems like such it's smart, and such a like I mean no branch of the entertainment industry is safe from anything, but
no,
it seemed like surely that Doug from Doug could stay being Doug forever, and you wouldn't have to like stack the deck in your own favor to protect yourself. But no one is safe, and then that's
they're constantly looking to they're looking to shave money, and they're looking to save their own asses. So like if you have an actor who's older and like you're concerned that they're gonna die, you're like, well, should we start looking for replacements for this person? Like, and like those mandates come on down. And here's it, like what happened with Justin Roiland and stuff. It's somebody has to go. And then you find these people online who are doing an exact aping of that person. And everyone's like, yeah, hire them. You got to hire them. They sound exactly like them. What they're not, maybe we already talked about this in the podcast. What they're not considering is the initial delivery. That person is an AI, basically. They're copying what somebody else did. And they're like, pretty good, right? It's the original like intent and delivery. Like that's acting. It's the original intent and delivery that's what makes it funny. So if you have somebody trying to do that from scratch, reading it off the page and like trying to figure out where to put the right cadence and everything, nobody's as good as that person. That's why they have the job.
It's two quick stories on that. We definitely did talk about something similar to this years ago in our Danny Fernandez episode, where I really enjoy watching people on YouTube and Instagram doing impressions. But the thing that always makes me very uncomfortable secondhand is that someone being a really good impressionist does not necessarily make them a good writer. And it's very cringy for me to watch. Someone was like, and here's Christopher Walken ordering a sandwich, and it's just like, man, your Walken's on point, but like your sketch comedy is dog shit. You can't craft a scene well. I'm not entertained after like 2 words just because I've seen the magic trick, and now it's just bad writing. Right. And the other quick story about that, I don't know if this is even our story to tell, but our friend Cody Johnson, Johnson or Johnston?
Johnston.
Johnston. Our friend Cody Johnston.
It's all right. He's calling me Bowie on his podcast, bro. It's fine.
He was asked to audition to replace Rick or Morty when Roiland was out there. And they very pointedly in the audition, they were like, do not do an impression of Justin Roiland. Make it sound like Rick, but make it you. Make it, they're doing like the right thing by saying like, bring some of you to this, because we don't want AI. We don't want a sound alike. Do like your version of the Rick character. And so that's what Cody did. I imagine he did his version of Rick and Morty, and then they fucking cast it with people that sound exactly like Justin Roiland.
Exactly.
Just
they sabotaged
100% clones.
Yeah. It's, I mean, at this point, our show has been on the air for a very long time, but when I write a line for Scott Grimes or for Wendy Shaw, these are people who play Steve and Francine on our show, but I know that as soon as I get in the booth, their delivery of it is going to be like fucking spot on. They'll make it better.
Yeah.
Like there's that whatever I write, they're going to make it even better because they're so good. Their deliveries are so good. Like, and obviously, and I think I talked about this in the podcast before, but Seth is amazing. Seth doesn't ever come in. He records from his house. He records on his own, and he records into a mic while holding each line of the script. And then when he gets to the end of that page, crumples that page up and throws it on the floor. And
life.
But he gives you like 2 takes, and without fail, you're like, oh shit, that's really good. That's better than I even, in my head, I heard it. And I've been writing this character for 7 years. Like they know it so well, and they know how to make it the best version of that. It's amazing.
I feel also incredibly lucky that I have a boss who will elevate the weirdest and dumbest material. Like he really...
Tim.
That's right. Our executive producer, Tim. Really sells the joke. But John is just very good at like delivering and understanding every word of every line of every joke that he says on the show. And you never have to worry. I feel like I watch other late night shows that I won't name, and it just seems like a host is just rapid fire delivering monologue jokes. Sometimes it seems like reading for the first time while doing it. Just like getting all of the words out and moving to the next one. And I never have to worry that a joke will fail because John delivered it wrong. The jokes fail because the writer is bad, but John, it's will always be John trying to make the joke sing and give it every shot to succeed.
Yeah.
I am curious now, do any of the actors ever talk either directly to the writers or to an intermediary, to the showrunners before the writers, to say like, I'd really like to sing a song at some point. Like I have a character who hasn't sung yet but knows they have a good voice, or a character who has like, I've been toying around with this like sort of truck driver baby voice. Can you work it into the show? Do they ever come to the writers with requests?
Not us. They would come to Matt, maybe. Matt's for one of our showrunners, and they might come to him with that kind of thing. I've never once heard it. The closest I've heard is that I did an episode with a B story that had it had Jeff in it and it had Haley in it, who are Jeff Fisher and Rachel. Rachel is Seth's sister, and they did it, and at the end they were like, "This is what like." And they're in a. It's based on real life. We had an event with my wife where we were in a canoe together, thinking this would be a really fun thing to do on the Boundary Waters, and just almost getting a divorce in a canoe. Like, just neither one of us thinks the other one's doing it right. At any moment, we're like drifting sideways into reeds and stuff like that. We're like, what the fuck? And so I had the two of them like really like losing it at each other. And it was even a much longer B story than what it ended up in the show. But like we did the table read, and they were like, Jeff and Haley should be fighting way more often. Like that's what, like they were just excited about the prospect of that. And like what, like I can do mad. I can do what I was hearing. It was like, I can do mad. Like we both can do mad. Like it's so fun. It's a fun color for us. Let us do mad. But that was the closest I've ever heard. And I don't even know if that was like a real request. They might have just been excited because they were like, that was fun. And like, or it wasn't fun for them. And they were like, what do we say to this writer? What do we say to him? We had a lot. It was good. We should do that all the time. Thank you for that.
We should do that all the time. Such an easy blanket compliment from a voice actor to a writer. Like, we should do that thing that you did. Oh man, if every episode was like that, oh, what a gift. We should do it.
Yes, I don't know if I mean, obviously their talents are there on full display. All of them sing, and all of them sing better than anybody I know in my life. Anybody I listen to on the radio, they're all amazing. Like has
Jeff sung?
Rachel, Jeff sings a little. I don't know if Jeff has a voice or not. He does sing in it, but he sings as Jeff, and I think we've chosen that Jeff doesn't sing very well. And it's incredible. Like we've had them, all in the car together, singing together, and it's like, shit, our show should just be a musical. Like, there's no reason for us to keep doing the jokes. But yeah, it's there. No one has ever like approached me or approached any other writers that I know and been like, this is who Klaus should be. This is better.
Man, it seems like it's got to be such a temptation for an actor if you know you've got a thing that is untapped.
Yeah.
To try to get it on. So I guess they're all just like secure enough in their talents and in their jobs that they don't feel like
That
they
might
need
be
to
true.
push for anything.
They
I know
we
that.
do have them come in and try just different stuff out. If like we have another character that they're going to be playing that particular episode, we'll like that just has 2 or 3 lines, then they'll come in, they'll try stuff out, and it's clear that they've just got people in their pocket. They've got other stuff. Eddie K. Thomas, who does Barry on our show. Do you know who Barry is? Barry's one of Steve's friends. Who sounds like
Okay.
nope. That's
Eddie K. Thomas from
yeah.
American Pie.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, Eddie K. Thomas. And Eddie K. Thomas will be like, hey, can you do a trucker? And he's like, yeah. And he'll just do a trucker. And you're like, oh, shit.
Man.
You just have that in you, which I think goes towards the old saying, like, let other people discover your talents. Don't show them.
Yeah.
And it like means way more to them. And I'm like, yeah, he's been holding on to that, never said a word about it, and then did it. And I was like, good Lord. That's amazing. Let's get into the show.
Let's get into the show.
Quick question with Soren and Daniel. Mm-hmm. Do you have a question for me, Daniel?
I have a couple of if I could steer us away from industry questions. I've got
Okay.
You can decide if you want some homeowner questions or if you want some sort of blue sky questions.
Okay. Let's go with blue sky.
Okay, Soren.
Yeah,
You've recently come into a little bit of money.
I did. How did you know that? Yeah,
And
how
you're-
did you know?
Because I killed your relative that mentioned the money. You're in your town as it is now, and the smartest thing for you to do with the money is open up a little franchise. What are you opening up? What do you bring into your community? I have mine, and I want to be absolutely clear that I don't think it'll help my community. I think it'll
It's just
make
for you.
me some money and then I'll leave.
Hold on. How big is your community, first of all? It's much smaller than the area I live in, this little mom and pop
I mean, I
called Los Angeles.
I'm making my community a couple of surrounding towns because I technically live in an unincorporated swamp, and we don't have a police force, but we borrow other people's police forces when we need them, which isn't that often because we don't have crime yet. But I would say like 4 or 5 neighboring towns. I've a pretty broad reach for what my franchise would be.
Something that's not there already.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know what it is.
I am opening something like, but not exactly, an Orange Theory Fitness or an F45 or an Alpha Fit Club. These, I don't know what they're like in LA because LA has always been its own planet. But these classes, the way it's a fitness studio that only operates in class form. And I've done all of them. I did Circuit Works. I've done Alpha. I've done Orange Theory. I've done F45. There's always some kind of gimmick or twist that makes them unique, but it's roughly the same thing where this is an hour and it's a group activity and you're moving from thing to thing. You're never in one station for too long.
Circuits. Yeah.
Circuits. Your heart rate is up. The weights are never going to be that heavy. You're going to work up a sweat. Some of them, they hook you up to a heart monitor and you can see on a screen how many proprietary points you are accruing in your fitness that day, and you get very competitive. It shows you like what anabolic zone you're in, and you try to stay in this zone at this time. They're incredibly addictive classes. I love them. I've done all of them. I don't actually know if they do anything. I am very suspicious that they don't. And on some level, you could say like, hey, it's an hour per class where you are moving your body and you're sweating and you're doing things. So you must be doing something. Sure. Maybe. I don't think there is, if your goal is a specific body type that you don't currently have, I don't think any of these classes are going to get you to where you need to go. Whether that's
What is it? Orange Theory is like the orange
Orange zone is like they have
zone.
That's the one where they hook you up to a heart monitor, and you have it's both things where you are in different colored zones depending on how hard you're working, and like red is that you're really working, orange is like you're working pretty hard but not sprinting, and then the levels go down from there, and they want you to stay in the orange zone for
the orange.
a big chunk of it, because if you for every minute that you're in the orange zone, you get a splat point, and if you get over 11 splat points, then you've met your goal, and that means you will continue to burn calories for the next 24 hours just because you have 11 splat points.
Do you know what zone I work out in, Dan?
What is it?
The danger zone.
Oh,
I work out in the danger zone.
I think we got it the first time. I think that, and I know that we want to give you options, but like, I think your first take was best take. Sometimes that happens.
I work out in the danger zone.
All right. Cut them together.
Okay, so you got splat points. That's gross and dumb.
You get splat points. I mean, they all again, no disrespect to anyone who does them. I do these classes. They're fun for me to do once a week, and I am moving for an hour and sweating, and I like the class atmosphere. I like the competitive nature. That's what these franchises are selling. Class atmosphere, competitive nature, plus some fun gimmick, and you're moving fast, and you're jumping around, and there's music playing, and there's a coach hyping you up. Huh?
Frankly, you need to, like, if you wouldn't be able to do this on your own, and that's sort of the point as well. Is that
100%. No way I'm doing that much shit on my own. I am finding shortcuts to get me out of the gym. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you make friends. It becomes a social thing. Like the alpha is the class that I do now, and I like the people who are there, and every once in a while they'll be like, hey, we're doing a member appreciation thing where we're having a barbecue, and you can meet the other people at the gym, and it's very fun, and I like it. These things are such a fucking racket. I just know it. I just know all it takes is space and all that equipment and some kind of gimmick. I don't know if my franchise, I'm going to invent my own gimmick, or if I'm just going to be like, I'm going to franchise an Orange Theory or an Alpha Fit Club for my particular area, because there isn't one right here. There's a CrossFit cult. There's some normal gyms. There's Pilates, but they don't have this very specific.
They don't have HIIT.
Yeah, they don't have HIIT.
They don't have HIIT.
Circuit Works. They don't have a HIIT. I think I could do it. I think I can get a lot of bodies in, because I know the demographics of these neighborhoods, and I know that there's, outside of my swamp, there are some pretty affluent towns, and it's a lot of stay-at-home folks with disposable income that like to work on their bodies, and I just know that we can get them in the building. It seems really smart.
You don't have to have, I mean, it's opening a gym without machines. Machines are the most expensive part of your job, and you're opening a gym other than like a treadmill or whatever. Like, you don't have, people aren't doing weighted machine work. It's like, it's all free weights and something like that, because you're moving from station to station with free weights, and it's low free weights. And
dude, sometimes it's just TRX. Sometimes it's just fucking ropes. It's nuts.
Yeah. So it's a lot of it's your own body weight too, which makes it like all you're providing is the whip crack, basically.
Yeah.
Like, you're providing the hey, you've got to fucking do it, or you'll feel bad because you didn't get all the splat points that you could have gotten.
And community, Soren.
And community. So I found out from my gym, because I was walking around one day. I've got two different gyms I go to. Both of them are in LA Fitness. I should preface that. Both of them are in LA Fitness, but they're in different locations. One is outstanding. One is amazing. Immaculate. Like, basically, it is a, what's the Equinox? It's an Equinox. But the other one is such a shithole. Like, it's a rusty shithole. And I go in there and I'm like looking for, let's say, 27 pounds. And I'm like looking around for them, and I can't find them anywhere. And this happens regularly. And I'm like, I don't think these are in the gym anymore. It's like, I'll go to the front desk, I'm like, do you know where the 27s are? And they're like, they're not out there. And I'm like, no. I'm like, someone probably took them. I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, people take weights all the time from the gym. That's super common, that someone goes in there with a backpack, they grab one free weight at a time or whatever, and they are taking weights from the gym.
That's so
all the way up to
funny.
like 30s and 35s. And I'm like, why? They're like, well, because they're like, they want a home gym. They want to just do it at home. And so they're just stealing from the gym and taking it home with them. And I think you could do that. I think that you pay even less overhead. You join a gym for, how long is it going to take you? 6 months to get all the weights you need.
Yeah.
And you just steal from a gym. Just like, I mean, it's expected.
Could steal from the gym. I think another hallmark to my success is I would bring in you, incredibly fit, high energy you, and my incredibly fit childhood friend Jamie and her incredibly fit,
Jamie.
and my friend, her husband Scott. They are fantastic, fit, wonderful, high energy, healthy people. I would get them and you and some of my other very fit friends, and like this is my freshman year class of coaches, and people see you on Instagram, people see like this fit crew, and they're like, I want to learn how to be fit from them, because it's always the people who teach, famously the people who teach at probably all of these, but certainly I know Orange Theory. I had a coach that I would see once a week when I took that class, and then later I'd see her at my other gym doing her real workout, because like the most fit people don't get that way from Orange Theory. They get that way at the gym. And so it's like, look, just all the fit people that I know, come and be coaches. You don't need to say that you take this class. You just need to teach it.
That's what my favorite
People
part
will
of it.
draw their own conclusions.
There's workout Instagram, which is like just people showing you different workouts you could be doing. And they're like, get shredded in 20 minutes doing these like core workouts. And they give you like 5 different workouts, and they show you them doing it without a shirt on. And they are absolutely jacked. And you're like, that's great. You did not get that way doing
what
those
do you do,
workouts.
though?
And also like it's algorithm driven. So they have to be like, are you wasting your time on bench? Stop doing bench. It's the worst exercise for you. It's like, that's not true, man. You have to say that because you have to incite people. Everyone does bench. That's the point.
Yeah,
so
I like to try them out because they're fun. I see the same viral workouts as you, where someone was like, this is what Miles Teller did for the shirtless scene in Top Gun. It was 20 minutes of cardio, and then it was flutter kicks, squats, push-ups, dips, repeat that 3 times, and then 20 more minutes of cardio. And I did that, and I was like, no, it fucking wasn't. No, that is not what he did. To be shirtless on a giant screen. You're out of your mind.
I remember seeing Barbie and seeing Ryan Gosling singing a song, but he's like, he's singing, he's like hunched over and he's shirtless and he's like got his hand on his head like the thinking man, and he's singing a song that way. And I was like, what on earth did he do to get to the place? He's over 40. He's hunched over and singing, like with his full diaphragm, and his abs are just like bum, 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 and like still just fine in a hunched over position.
In a position that like no one is supposed to look good in that position. It's not expected of you.
In the history of time, no one has. You have even 2% body fat, and it all goes to that one spot. And when you hunch over like that, and he looks incredible. And I was like, man, how did he get to that? And it's like, the answer is never, these are the workouts that you get to. The answer is, you get unhealthy for a week and you film it. You starve yourself, you dehydrate yourself, you eat nothing but greens and maybe a couple pieces of like protein.
Right. You ask the AD, when is the shirtless hunched over scene? Let me put it in my calendar. And let me tell a trainer, this is when I need to be shirtless. I need to be shirtless for 25 minutes on this day 3 weeks from now. And they're like, all right, I will get you prepared for that moment. And
it happens
else.
In the kitchen, man. It happens like when we watch Limitless with Chris Hemsworth, he's doing that. Like a lot of that is like, it's a period of time in his life where he is the most unhealthy when he's shooting, because your body can't sustain that. It's like being at the top of Everest for too long. You're like, this is the dead zone, man. This is you're running an engine on nothing, and it's about to break.
I
One
think
thing
you
I'm
can
worried-
you
Go
can
ahead.
see in the Guardians movies that like there's the big shirtless Chris Pratt scene where he looks fucking carved from marble, and then you see the rest of the movie. He's not in bad shape, but it's kind of hard to believe that they're the same person. It's because they're not. It's because that was one day that he prepared for that, and he
For a week and a half.
stopped drinking water for 72 hours, so his fucking skin would cling to his bones.
That's the same way you see them in tabloids when they're at the beach and you're like, man, what happened to Chris Hemsworth? No, that's his normal body. That's him on a normal day. Also, still pretty checked. But like, I guess Chris Pine's, not Chris Pine. There are a couple other ones that are like just better examples, but like they're like those. That's what a guy looks like before he shreds, and the shredding is not a healthy thing that he's doing. All right, here's the thing about yours that I'm worried about, Dan. You're gonna get Jamie and me and Jamie's husband. You're gonna need a racist there.
I'm gonna need a racist.
You're gonna need a racist there. That I'm only saying that because every gym for that somehow, I don't know what the personality type is, but there's always somebody in one of those gyms who is like the most go-getter type. They're good at getting everyone to follow them, but they're also, for whatever reason, deeply MAGA, or they're like deeply racist. Jillian Andrews is a great example.
Sure.
From The Biggest Loser. She sucks, man. She sucks so bad. But like, it's that personality type that turns you into that. Like, it attracts both things. It makes you very good at your own fitness, and it makes you like, everybody should be pulling themselves up by their own bootstraps. History does not matter. We are all starting from the same place, and look what I did. Like,
Yeah.
And you know Orange Theory, racists.
No, I mean,
we used to go to a gym together that was called Burn Fitness. One of those guys, biggest racist I've ever seen.
Yeah.
now that we discover later.
we for sure discover that later. I do remember a coach that I'm stretching the definition of dated from Circuit Works, who had for sure tendencies that speak to what you're talking about.
It's wild. I don't know. It's just the same type of person does both things.
Yeah.
And so it's always a gamble. I mean, if you were to meet somebody at CrossFit or something like that, that could very easily be Marjorie Taylor Greene right there.
I would understand if you said, if I open this gym, I am going to get some racists.
No, I think you need somebody on staff. Yeah, you need somebody on staff, because I don't think that those people somehow are contagious. Like, not their political beliefs, but their motivation is contagious in ways that I don't know that I could do. I don't know that Jamie or her husband could do, because we're going to be nice. We're going to be kind to everybody and like, hey, let's work on this. I think that maybe those people are not super nice and also pretty deeply selfish and push you a little bit harder, but you also want to please them for some reason. There's a lot of human psychology that I don't totally understand.
They can seem very inspiring. I mean, we covered this on our show when we were discussing the Make America Healthy Again movement, and that's a pretty big tent under RFK that includes a lot of like anti-vaxxers and lunatics and fringe people, but also concerned parents and a lot of these quietly racist fitness people. And there are people who are incredibly fit and high energy, and they're very dogmatic about individualism and how the pathway to fitness, peak condition, is determination and self-reliance, and like, you control what you eat. You can eat healthy, you can run faster, you can work harder, you can do all of these things. You are in control. Right. Get rid of the companies who are giving you shitty processed food. That's good. Work out. That's good. Do all these things. Drink water, sleep well. Don't go to parties. Don't go to the clubs. Just take care of yourself, and you will be the healthiest person in the world. And it's a very inspiring story. The unspoken opposite side of that coin is like, and if anyone is unhealthy, it means that
it's a moral failing.
Didn't work hard enough. It is a failing. It's a moral failing on their part. They wanted to poison themselves and their children, and that's why they're unhealthy, unlike me. You can see that I don't know if it's a slippery slope or if it just starts on the same ground of I'm healthy, therefore good. You are unhealthy, therefore bad.
Yeah,
And
it's scary.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're absolutely right. And it is like that self-determinism of the American dream. I think so many fitness people live and die by that. They're like, I did it. I was unhealthy or I had an accident or whatever that put me out for 8 weeks. And then I turned my life around and I did it and I got healthy. And that means anyone who's not doing that and putting the work in like I did, they're failing themselves. Like that it's on them. And here's the really scary twist to this is that those people are also doctors. There are so many doctors who are like, you know why you feel like this? It's because you're fat. Like, you know why you're having, like any problem they come in with, like, you're fat. You got fat. This is a moral failing on your part. You could fix this yourself. Yeah. It's like, I don't care what type of body type your mom has, or your dad has, or like what's in your genes, or if you might have an actual illness that is underlying under all of this. If you're fat, it's making it worse. And so like, and there's I don't know if those people are necessarily racist, but it does like, it's the same people who are like, you have any idea what I did? I went through, it's like people being in a war. They're like, I went through all of this. I went through horror to get to where I am right now. You don't understand. Anyone can do it. Because they're thinking of, med school and everything. Like everything that they had to do to become even doctors. But I don't, maybe that's unfair to the Western medicine that I said all of, because it's not all of them, certainly. Some of them are really good and really helpful. There's a guy who does, and fitness too. Fitness, there's a guy who does this thing called knees over toes, which I think also started from a very serious accident where he like could barely walk. And then he's like a fitness dude, talks a lot about the importance of leg workouts, I want to say. But he's also like the most accepting and kind person I've seen.
I'm surprised that the problem that you saw with my gym is that I won't have a racist person. I think
I swear, dude.
First of all, if you build it, they will come. Second of all, I think the biggest problem with mine is that like already I feel like Orange Theory is ceding some turf to the Orange Theory type gyms that are coming after it, because this system is sort of tailor-made for one-upsmanship, that someone does Orange Theory dedicated for years, 5 years. They like it and they like their community and they like their team. They might not notice the change they want, and they also might get a little bit bored because Orange Theory changes up its routines every day, every week, but there's only so much you can do because you're bouncing between light weights, TRX machines, treadmills, and rowers. You'll get bored by it. And then what's this? Here's this new gym down the street that has a different scientist that was like, you actually, according to my research, you actually don't need treadmills, and treadmills are fucking stupid, and you look dumb when you run, and it bounces
and they're taking years off your life,
and it's bad. So we came up with
you're taking years off your balls.
You have so many years off your balls. So over here at Hammer Fitness, everything we do is hammer based, and hammer actually uses the entire body. And then suddenly all these Orange Theory people are like, you know what? I'm kind of bored of Orange Theory, and this hammer thing says that it uses the whole body, and it's got a new member discount, and it like shakes things up, so let me give it a shot. Yeah. And then Orange Theory is toast, and everyone is into Hammer Fitness now. That's what's going to happen to my gym. When I open it, it's got a shelf life of a couple of years before someone opens a Hammer Fitness. And I know I like made up Hammer Fitness as like a straight off the top of the dome, brilliant,
there's Hammer Fitness out
workable,
there.
Specific.
Yeah,
I think we both
hit a tractor tire.
We knew someone who used to do hair and makeup for the crack.com sketches, who then joined one of these style gyms that I think is just about like pounding sticks on the ground. I think that is fully, I think it's called Pound It. And I think it's fully like the entire franchise is based around like, you don't need weights, you don't need treadmills, all you need to do is take these sticks and like pound them to the beat that we are pumping through the speakers.
Yeah. I mean, it's anything. You're working out. And also you're going to plateau at a certain point. Like that's the thing about lifting and working out in general, trying to get your body to a place where you think it should be, is like you start to see progress and you get very excited and you're on board with whatever you've been doing. And that community now feels like, oh, those are your friends. They're all doing it together. At a certain point you plateau because of the type of workout you're doing. And then you're like, I'm not progressing.
Yeah.
And then you see something else like, well, these hammer people are all look pretty strong. Should we try that instead? It's like, yes, I will go do that now. And I'll also say, when people are trying to get in shape, it's almost looking better is about, or like just being stronger and healthier is like 10% of it. There's something else going on in their brain, man. There's something else that like has drawn them to this part where it's like, I need to change my life somehow.
Yeah.
And like, this feels like a good, easy first step. And it feels that way for a very long time. And then as you get accustomed to that and it becomes part of your routine, you're no longer getting that high from it, but the other part of you that's hollow is still there. And you're like, oh, fuck, fuck. Maybe hitting a sledgehammer on a tractor tire will do it.
Hey, I've been paying $75 monthly for 3 years to change my life, and it hasn't. So where should I be putting that money now instead?
Anyway, I think that's deeply exploitable. I think you could do that, Dan.
I think it is too. And one of my many problems with capitalism and getting a business off the ground is like, I don't think we infrastructurally are set up for me to lead with my business plan of existing for 5 years and then stopping
and then running
you
away.
Need to like, if you want
music man,
if you want to be a business, you have to like prove need. You have to establish why you fit in this community, in this marketplace, and how you are delivering something that the community needs. That's the only way you're going to get a license to do any of this. And they don't want you to say, I'm fly by night, but I am, and it's true. And I want to say like, I'm going to do hammer fitness for 5 years in my swamp. And then good news to you, you could use the space for whatever you want. You can whatever replaces hammer, or if you don't want to replace hammer and you want to be a bakery for fucking dogs, that's fine too.
Yeah.
I'm giving someone else a chance, but like I know that there is a clock on my business and it's 5 years and I just want it and then I'll be gone. Doing a new business plan. Not scheme.
You know, you can predict for that.
Very clear for the sharks that it's not a scheme.
You can tell them, and I understand this is your space that I'm renting. If you want me to predict next, I'm going to say dojo. Yeah. Dojo would also be very successful here.
Could do dojo, or I could we could completely pivot and open some kind of smoothie shop. You know, the people who think a fitness class is going to change their life, they will think a smoothie shop will change their life too. They will think this is the thing. I got to just drink this green juice once a day. Oh my God. Turn the gym into a juice cleanse factory. It's perfect.
Gym to juice.
Juice cleanse.
Gym to juice. Jillian Andrews is like, juice? No, Jillian Andrews. Juice. God damn, all right, she's the worst. Okay,
I'm giving you ample time to think of your franchise.
Okay, I have my answer. I do have an answer for this. It's not nearly as thought out. It's also not a scam. It's just something I selfishly want here.
Not a scam. It's a temporary business.
It's a bunch of people working together for a very short amount of time.
To make some flies by night planes, and we love it.
I would do a Beyond Bread here. Beyond
Bread.
I would open up it's a chain that already exists, but it exclusively exists, I think, in Arizona, maybe just Tucson. But it is a sandwich and bread shop. It's also they do baked goods as well, and it rules. I can't understand why it's nowhere else. There is vegan options there, yeah.
Oh, but so the Beyond, forgive me, the Beyond is not a play on like Beyond.
It just means they do
Beyond
more
Burger.
than just bread. They do bread, but they do more than just bread.
Got it.
And the whole vibe of it, it rules. It's so fun. You walk into this place, the menu is a giant, it's not folded or anything like that. It's just this giant piece of laminate that you have to hold, and you decide what you want. You look down the list, and they've got all kinds of great in the morning baked goods. They've got some soups and stuff, and then they've got some of the best sandwiches. They've locked in sandwiches. They figured it out, and it's just the type of sandwich that I want. But I'm gonna go there. I know that I'm gonna get, if I get their ciabatta, they put a little tooth next to it because it means on the menu, it means you can't chew this. Not a single person has ever chewed through this ciabatta. It's that chewy. It's really tough. It's gonna scrape up the roof of your mouth. We recycled them basically. When people come to us and said we can't do it, and we just scrape everything off and put it on a new sandwich. It is, but it's my favorite. It slows me down when I eat. I think that their ratio of like meat to everything else is outstanding. They've locked it in. Everything down to their soda fountains. The people that work there are all like, they're great. The people who work there memorize your order right away, and it rules. I will bring a Beyond Bread to Los Angeles, and it would be hugely successful here. But not only because it's just a nice atmosphere and everything, and it tastes good, it has this undercurrent of health to it that I don't know how they got. They've established that like this is a healthy option for lunch. It's all carbs, man. It's all Danishes and stuff like that.
Are you prepared for the sharks to say, hey, how is this different from Panera? Because I'm hearing about it for the first time, and I'm looking at the menu
Panera, doesn't it?
And looking at pictures of the building on Google, and it looks like a Panera.
Yeah.
It looks like it snuck in and took over a Panera.
So I think this might have been what Panera was. When Panera first started, it might have been very similar to this, but obviously it's gotten bought out by conglomerates, and they've cut every single conceivable corner there is, and Panera now is like, it's rough, man. It's rough going into Panera. Beyond Bread is there's a real dedication to quality there. I love this place. Every time that we were going to Tucson, that's what hypes me up. What I get very excited about is I'm going to go get a Joel's Jolt. That's my sandwich there. I can't eat it because the ciabatta is so fucking tough.
Sure.
But I let it marinate. I let it marinate for like an hour, and then I'm going to eat that sandwich. It's got jalapenos on it. And they're great of turkey. That's another thing with a lot of sandwich shops is that like they're great at turkey. It's just dog shit. And here it feels really, really good. I don't know what kind of mayonnaise they're using. It's outstanding. All their Italian meats, outstanding. This is the spot. I'm opening it up here. We're in desperate need, and people don't even realize it. Sandwiches are coming back.
Sandwiches are coming back. This is exciting. I have heard the sandwiches are coming back.
Sandwiches are coming back. I mean,
bowls have had their fun. Sandwiches have got to be back now. It's
we're done with bowls.
We're done with bowls.
I'm starting to realize that maybe this is where a lot of different sandwich places started exactly like this, and then they turned into whatever they are now. Quiznos, I think, when it first started, was probably an outstanding sub shop.
Yeah.
And then as it got bigger and bigger, they cut more and more corners, and now it's dead. I think it's dead. I don't think there's a Quiznos in the world left.
Yeah, Quiznos is dead or dying.
Subway, I don't know how it's still in business. Like, these are places that when they're like, let's do it at scale, and it just didn't work. I don't want to do it at scale. I want to open one restaurant in Los Angeles.
Yeah. I didn't really try, but when I was 22 years old, I thought about trying to come up with a business plan to bring fat sandwiches to California.
Yeah.
Because fat sandwiches are huge on the East Coast. They were born in Rutgers, where I went to school, and it's an affordable sandwich that is like a perfect late night college treat. It's a submarine hoagie shaped piece of bread with way too many ingredients inside. It's like chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks, French fries, and burger all in one sandwich. It's $7.
Chicken parm. Yeah. Cheese steak on the same. Yeah.
When I moved to LA, I would go to a bar every once in a while to make friends called 90 West. It was in Marina Del Rey. It was down the street from where I lived. It was in a shopping center with curves, and I think just a cigarette store. It was not a heavily trafficked area, but I went there and I would try to meet friends, and I would do some writing there. I didn't have any money, so like the bartender was okay that I would nurse one beer and do a whole lot of writing. And I got to talking to the bartender about fat sandwiches, and she was like, do you know anyone out here who's doing fat sandwiches? And I was like, lady, I don't know anyone out here.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who's doing anything. You're my best friend. You're my emergency contact. And she was like, we can open a kitchen here. Do you know the recipes? Do you like remember the ingredients? We could do that here and just start selling them at this bar and see what happens. And I'm like, that's a great idea. We never followed through on it at all because I was 22 and didn't know shit about fuck and wasn't going to do like a business with a stranger. And I think eventually Fat Sal's franchised and came to Los Angeles, the brainchild of Turtle from Entourage.
Yeah.
So...
yeah,
so the idea is in good hands.
The thing about Los Angeles restaurants is that they're named after a star. So like there's Trejo's Tacos and there's like Turtle's Fat Sal. Like we obviously can't do it without a star attached.
No.
So that's how
really excited for you to have Beyond Bread featuring Ralphie from Impractical Jokers.
Yeah, that's the best one for it. That's exactly what it should be. Yeah. Man. There's a Fat Sal's here. It burned down, and then they opened up another one right down the street.
Fat Sal's burned down? Oh, my year. There was one in Westwood.
Oh, okay. There's one in Mid-City, like Miracle Mile area on Western or something like that, and it burned to the ground. And then La Brea, I think, and it burned down, and then they put one like a block away that's bigger and like a better space. And everyone is like, Fat Sal, did you burn down your own restaurant? Did you do this on purpose?
It just seems like the kind of thing someone named Fat Sal would do.
See, Fat Sal, be honest with me. Be honest with me, Fat Sal. Did you burn down your restaurant? Yeah, and the other Fat Sal's is still just sitting there torched. Like, no one has even bulldozed it yet. It's just this, like, half-destroyed restaurant. Okay, well, yeah, that's my answer. I want to be on bread. I do think it would be successful, but really it's for me. It's like, I just want the sandwich options. Sandwich and pizza, we have not nailed in Los Angeles. We're not good at it. Yes, there are places throughout the city where you're going to get what you want. They do it right. But they're never near each other. It's not like it's not like you could just walk through New York and go to a deli and be like, yeah, I'm going to have one of the best sandwiches I've had because the delis all have it locked in. You don't do that here. And I'm pissed because, as we all know, turkey sandwiches, my favorite meal there is. And Bay City's closed.
That's fucking heartbreaking. I love Bay Cities. I have so many sandwich places to take you to when you visit my swamp.
Yes. Excellent.
I mean, visit is not totally fair. When you move here to temporarily teach Hammer Fitness.
Okay, I'm in. I'll come. And I'm promising you right now, whatever racist lady you find, she's going to be like the star teacher of that class. Everyone's going to want to be in her class. And
no one is going to be more shocked than when the racist Hammer Fitness coach finds out that you are not one of her. It's going to rock her whole worldview.
I know. She's like, what? I'm usually such a good read of people.
Can I show you some brochure? You've seen it. Fuck. Am I wrong?
Maybe that's how I do it. That's my plan. Well, thank you for listening, everybody. This has been Quick Question. If you liked our theme song, that's Me Rex. You can find their music anywhere you listen to music, or stream full albums, or buy full albums. I don't actually know. merex.bandcamp.com. If you liked this podcast in audio format, boy, are you going to love it in video format, and you can find that on YouTube or through Apple subscriptions. We also have a Patreon where we do another version of this podcast. Not this exact one, but like we loosen it up a little. We talk a little more freely because we're so rigid on this one. And if you like this podcast in general, hey, that's not Dan and me. That's Gabe Harder. He's our editor, sound engineer, producer, social media man. He's everything to us. And that's it. Goodbye.
Bye.
I've got a quick question for you, alright? I wanna hear your thoughts, I wanna know what's on your mind. gonna find it. I think you'll have a great time here. I think you'll have a great time